Minute Math. When you need help, you use Minute Math.
I'm Sean Gannon, and this is Minute Math, and today we're learning about factoring monomials. (25n squared). Okay? Well, we need to break down the 25 and the n squared. 25 we know is 5 times 5, and n squared is n times n. So now we've actually broken down each one to their base form. 25, 5 times 5, both are prime numbers, so we're good. N squared, just two n's. So this breaks down to be 5 times 5 times n times n. 18x y. There's my y. Looks kind of weird. All right. So now we need to break this down. Well, 18 we know is 2 times 9. And 9 is 3 times 3. We broke down 18 with all its prime numbers. X and y cannot break down anymore. So we're essentially done. We have 2 times 3 times 3 times x times y. And that is our final answer. 12a. Well, 12a. 12 we can break up. 12 is, well, 3 times 4. And 4 is 2 times 2. We have all the prime numbers that multiply to be 12. A cannot break up anymore. So we're essentially done. Let's just reorganize this. Lowest numbers first. 2 times 2, then times the 3. Got them all. Times a, which is right there. And we're done. Our prime factorization is 2 times 2 times 3 times a. 21y squared. Okay? Well, 21 we can break down to be 3 times 7. Both of these are prime, so we're done with that number. Y squared is just, well, y times y, right? So we have now all broken down, so that's it. Let's go rewrite it. 3 times 7 times y gives us 21y squared. So here is our final answer. 81a. Okay? 81 can break down to be 9 times 9, right? And 9 can break down to be each 3 times 3. So we have a prime factorization of 81 to be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. A is just a. It doesn't break down anymore. So we can combine all this for a final answer. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times the letter A. And there we have it. 92q. Okay? Well, 92 breaks down a little bit here, all right? It's 2 times 46, right? 2 times 46 is 92. Well, 46 can break down to be 2 times 23. Now, 23 is a prime number, so we're actually done. Q doesn't break down anymore, so we can combine all of this together to have 2 times 23 times the letter Q gives us our prime factorization of 92 times Q. 36x to the third power, okay? Well, 36 is really just 3 times 12. 12, 3 times 4, and 4, 2 times 2. We've broken down 36 to all multiplied prime numbers. X, well, x to the third is just x times x times x, okay? So now we have everything broken down completely to its pure form. Let's rearrange it in order, okay? 2 times 2 is first. We got that. Then the 3's. Then x times there's multiplication there, x, okay? And that is now our final answer. 24h, okay? Well, 24 breaks down to be, well, there's many ways you can break it down, right? But let's just say, 6 times 4. 6 can break down to be 3 times 2, and 4 is 2 times 2. H cannot break up anymore, right? It's just H, and so now we have our purest form. We just need to reorganize this. 24 being 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, I can write it like this. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And that's another way to write 24. H is just H, so we multiply there times H. And so our final answer here is just 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times H. 48x squared, okay? Well, 48x squared. Well, 48, let's go break that down first. 48 is, well, 12 times 4, okay? And 12 is, well, 3 times 4. 4 is 2 times 2, and this 4, again, is 2 times 2, okay? X squared just breaks down to be x times x. So now we've broken down our number and our variable, right? So let's reorganize all this, least to greatest first, and we'll get our answer. So 48, 2 times 2, we got 2, now 2 more. 2 times 2, a lot of 2's there, times 3, that gives us the 48. Then x squared is just x times x. So our final answer here is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times x times x. 92, oops, that's an x there, excuse me. 92xy, okay? Well, 92, we can break that down. That is 2 times 46, okay? Now 46 is 2 times 23. And now we're done with 92. 23 is a prime number, and so are the 2's, okay? Now x and y cannot be broken down anymore, so we're kind of done here with that. We'll just rearrange it, put it down, but we're done. 92, 2 times 2 times 23. xy come down. So our final answer here is just 2 times 2 times 23 times x times y. 18x squared, okay? 18, well, 18 can break down to be 2 times 9. 9 breaks down to be 3 times 3. We got our prime numbers now for 18. X squared is just, well, x times x. So if we combine all of these facts, we'll get our answer. 18, 2 times 3 times 3, x squared, x times x. So here we have our final answer, 2 times 3 times 3 times x times x. 50 times x, all right? Well, 50, that's easy to break down. That's 5 times 10, and 10 is, well, 5 times 2. So 50, 5 times 5 times 2, x is just x. So rearranging this from least to greatest, 2 times 5 times 5 gives me the 50. X just comes down. Final answer here, 2 times 5 times 5 times x. $16y, okay? Well, 16, let's break that down. 16 is, well, 4 times 4. And each 4 can be broken down to be 2 times 2. Now, the y cannot be broken down anymore. So we essentially have our answer. Now, 4 2's being multiplied is the same thing as 2 to the 4th power, okay? So we put that there. Y just comes down. And so our final answer is 2 to the 4th power times y. 28 times y. Well, 28, let's deal with that one first. 28 is 4 times 7, okay? And 4 breaks down to be 2 times 2. And 7 is just prime, so we leave it as is. Y cannot be broken down anymore. So now we have the core parts, okay? Well, 2 times 2 is 2 squared. We can bring down the 7, bring down the y, and so our final answer here is just 2 squared times 7 times y. 8 times v, okay? Well, 8, we know, breaks down to be, well, 2 times 4. And 4 is, well, 2 times 2, okay? So we're done with 8. Let's start with v now. Well, v is just v, okay? So we're essentially done. We know that 2 times 2 times 2 is 2 to the third power. Bring down the v, and we have our final answer, 2 to the third times v. 18x, y. Okay? Well, 18, let's break that down first. 18 is just 2 times 9. And 9 is, well, 3 times 3. Okay? X times y is just x times y. It cannot be broken down anymore. Okay? So let's write our final answer. There's only 1, 2, so we got that here, 2 times. And 3 times 3 is the same as 3 squared. Okay? Bring down the x times y. And our final answer here is just 2 times 3 squared times x times y. 10y squared. Okay? Well, 10 breaks down to be, well, 2 times 5. Y squared is just, well, y times y. Now, we're kind of done. We have broken it down, but you'll see how we're going to come back to y squared in a second. 10, 2 times 5. And since we have to write the prime power factorization, y times y is just y squared. So it's kind of pointless to break that one down. So we have y squared here. So our final answer here is 2 times 5 times y squared. 20b squared. Okay? Well, 20 breaks down to be, well, that's 2 times 10, and 10 is 2 times 5. B squared, we actually can leave. It's just b squared, so we're kind of done there. That one's already broken down, but to its own exponent, right? So 2 times 2 is 2 squared. 5 is just 5. Bring down the b squared, and our final answer here is 2 squared times 5 times b squared. 21x squared. Okay? 21 is just, well, 3 times 7. Okay? And those are both prime, so we're kind of done. X squared is x times x, but there's nothing else there, so we're going to bring back to x squared being a prime power. So, break this down, 3 times 7 times x squared, and now we're done and have our final answer. 77y. Okay? Well, 77 is just 7 times 11. Y is just y, and that's all of our prime numbers there, right? So when we break this down, the final answer is just 7 times 11 times y. 84ab. Okay? Well, 84 breaks down to be, well, that's 2 times 42. And 2 breaks down to be 42 breaks down to be 2 times 21. 21 is 3 times 7, and now we've broken down 84 to all of our prime numbers. A and B cannot be broken down anymore, so we're pretty much done here. 2 times 2 is 2 squared, so we have 2 squared here. 3 comes here, 7 comes there, bring it down, we multiply, bring down the A and B. So our final answer is just 2 squared times 3 times 7 times A times B. 78 a to the third power, okay? Well, 78, that's divisible by 2, right? Well, 70 is 2, and that's me, 2 times 39 gives me 78. 39 is divisible by 3 times, well, 13, okay? Now we have all of our prime numbers that multiply to be 78. A to the third power is really, it's in its truest form. A to the third is a to the third. So we're kind of done here, so let's rearrange this, or put it down to our final answer. 2 times 3 times 13 times a to the third power. 52 u times v, right? Well, 52, let's break that down. 52 is divisible by 2, it's an even number, and it's divisible by 2 by 26, right? 2 times 26, 52. Now, 26 is divisible by 2 again, and 2 times 13 gives me 26. Now we have all of our prime numbers here. We're done with 52. U and V, no sense in breaking those down. So our final answer, well, 2 times 2 is 2 squared. 2 squared times 13 times U times V. 66y. y. Okay? Well, 66, that breaks down to be 6 times 11. Okay? And 6 is, well, 2 times 3. So now we have 2 times 3 times 11 gives us 66, all prime numbers. Y? Can't really break that down anymore. So our final answer is just 2 times 3 times 11 times y. 82, A, B. Okay? 82, let's break that down. Divisible by 2, and 2 times 41 gives me 82. 41 is prime, so I can't break that down anymore. A times B, each one can't be broken down. So our final answer is pretty simple, 2 times 41 times A times B. 26x squared. Okay? Well, 26, let's break that down. 26 is 2 times 13. Kind of pointless to break down the x squared because x squared is already in its prime power form. And 13 and 2 are both prime numbers. So we're essentially done here. Let's just write it out here. So 26 is 2 times 13. X squared is just x squared. So our final answer is 2 times 13 times x squared.
Minute Math. When you need help, you use Minute Math. Minute Math. Minute Math. When you need help, you use Minute Math. MinuteMathTutor.com.